Hey everyone, I am back with some more interesting things, at least to me, interesting things to look at. And today is all about drill bits. Drill bits, drill bits, drill bits. You've seen, hopefully, maybe, my drill bit bag that I have, the Weehaw bag that I have. Different drill bits, different spade bits, step bits, nut drivers, things like that, all impact stuff, right? So I have been looking at some things in my area in Japan and sets that I can get that would work. It's my chair creaking, sorry. But some things that I can get. So today, let me just jump right into it. Hold on. There we go. Some more lights on there. Great. So this is the Enertwist. Yeah. Enertwist. Let's see actually. Is it better just like this? Yeah, I'll go with that. All right. So, Enertwist. This is all about having a nice set, full Japanese. You might be able to see. Hopefully, it might get better. Everything's in Japanese here, and it sets up what is in this box. So, I have this to go in my Makita TD173. Love the color. It's new. It's only made in Japan. This is not the Makita you can buy on Amazon.com or the kind that you can get in the States. Those are Chinese made and they only come in their signature like blue. This is made in Japan, TD173. It is more powerful as well, but we'll look at it in a little bit. But let's open this up and take this little cover. Alright, I'll take the things I added. I'll explain in a second what they are. I'll move that off to the side. So, what is it? And then this. This is to help pick up the bits. That was in the case. But here is what's in the Enertwist 119. Or is it? No, 112 pieces. 112 pieces. This what comes in, and it moves around very well. Things don't fall out. But it also isn't stuck in like crazy. Like I don't need this to get any of these bits. And anyways, it has a whole bunch of sockets in here, going from 5 to, was it 12? Yeah, 5 to 12 millimeters for the sockets. It has a couple spade bits from 19 millimeters, 22, and 13 millimeters. Has a bunch of drill bits. Has a bunch of the multi-construction bits. It has a lot of impact bits here. These are the long ones, and they come in flat, Japanese, Phillips, and square, and hex. Okay, and then a bunch of impact bits all around the perimeter, going from square to torque, hex. The torque is not security torques. They only have regular torques. Japanese Phillips to regular Phillips to flathead. That is what's in here. And I got this to have a nice set, to have a nice little set. It's only like 20 bucks, right? It's really cheap on Japanamazon. Things are just cheaper in Japan because of just that's how money works. Things in Japan are cheaper. So US dollars, it's cheaper to just purchase things in Japan, which is nice. And it has a lot of really cool bits. Little cool things here. But I got this specifically because in Japanese actual like chucks, the chucks which are here right at the end of the drill, the chucks are different than the chucks you'll get in regular like drills. And in what way, right? In what way? Well, the Makitas and any Japanese drill chucks desire a much longer anchor, anvil. And the anvil is not the bit itself at the very end, the head, but the thing you stick in the chuck. This, you might notice, is longer than a regular. And I'll show up a regular right here. Look at that. You see that difference? That is wildly different in size. I could focus it, but I think you saw it. So, what does that mean? That means that in here, it will love to accept this Japanese size anvil, and it's good to go. Doesn't move much, feels good. Now, the problem if you stick a regular sized, American sized anvil in is there's too much. There's too much room, too much wiggle, doesn't feel good. And also, this has been known to cause problems to the chuck inside the impact, in which you're like drilling, and yes, it moves a lot, but you know, if you're sitting there drilling, like what does the movement back and forth matter when it's just being pressed? Well, the problem is that people have been reporting for years that this stuff will just get stuck in the back end of the chuck, the Japanese chuck, and not be able to be pulled out. And so you might break your chuck and then need to service your impact yourself, which I don't want to do. I don't want to damage it. So I went ahead and wanted to get a impact set from Japan to put in my Japanese impact driver, right? Well, I got this, and it turns out all of the anvils here are for American tools and regular tools, right? For instance, like let's take a look at just a random impact bit here. Small impact bit, chuck, put it in. There we go. And I have nothing. Like, that's how far it goes in, because there's so much more room. And so it's obviously not designed to do that. You can't just stick one of these impact bits in. And now it's kind of stuck in the chuck. And now I have a little issue here. Hopefully I can grab it. Hold on, I did that for the video. Hopefully I don't lose it. Let me get a needle nose and try to get it out. Oh gosh. I should have, there we go, got it. All right, fun. So these impact bits need to go at the end, if I want to put it on, at the end of one of these like extensions. But with the extensions themselves and one of these bits, I'll get a thicker bit so it's easier, or a less thick bit, sorry, so it's easier to grab and not be flush with my my chuck. All right, so say I put it in. Well, it's still too much like this, and it doesn't stop it from having the anvil being stuck in the back of the chuck, right? Doesn't solve that. So, issues, but luckily I had a contingency just in case, right? Well, that contingency is, well, before I do that, actually, let me explain what I believe it's Vessel came out with in order to combat this problem. And that's, they sell these bits on their own. And what these bits are for is to put in your impact. Oh, getting stuck on here. I'm not really liking this lanyard. I might cut it off. But you're supposed to stick it just directly in the chuck, like so. And then I'll just get one of these, stick it in. And now, very little play. It feels like a regular, it feels like the American one, right? It feels good. It feels great. However, when you take it out, when you take your bit out, if you take it like this, everything's going to fall out. Like, you might have positive control of this, but that little bit that I just put in is going to fall right out. So you need to do this, pull it out, and then take it out like that. Which, if you ever work with these things, that's tedious, and you're going to lose this, right? So I got that, and a lot of people maybe glue that little piece in the chuck. I really don't want to do that. I don't like making permanent modifications like that, especially sticking glue in here. I don't want to do that. So I opted instead, let me put that off to the side so I don't lose it. I instead opted to get specific extensions that I could get in Japan. These are Tone. This is a 3-inch, and I have like a 5-inch extension as well, both from Tone. This is the 2 Bravo HA TAC 150, and it has the Japanese anvil on the back. So, as you can probably guess, I can just stick it in, and it's got very little play here. Very little play. Yeah. And it also has a nice little magnet with, and it grabs anyways with the end here. So that's good. And then I just prefer obviously using this. So if I want to go short, I can just stick it in like this, grab one of these regular bits, which is weirdly hard going in. Hold up. Oh, that's why I forgot what I just said. You've got to push back on it, then stick it in and let go. Now it won't pull out. All right, there we go. And now it's good to go. It's a little bit gaudy at the end, but this whole thing is now screaming. But it at least works now. That's all right. So, anyways, just wanted to share kind of the problems that you might face when actively purchasing things like a Japanese-made Makita, which is much nicer and much more capable than the regular Makitas. In case you like Makita, it's much more capable, but it comes with its own set of problems, and that's why I am placing these just forever in here to go with it for now. Just put the bits thing here, and then that little backstop in the chuck in case I want it is going to be rolled up and placed, I don't know, somewhere here. And with that, hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you had an interesting time. I sure did, spending my money trying to figure this one out. So I got it. I got something I'm happy with, and I can actually use this impact driver when I was worried I wasn't able to. So I am now, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. See you for the next one.